Today's video is presented by Notes and Clips. Head to notesandclips.com and use the code Badower25 for a 25% discount. G'day, my name is Jason Badower. I'm a comic book artist and writer, and I'd like to welcome you to the Badower Battle Brief on Elden Ring. I am so excited for you to get started playing Elden Ring. Or maybe you still just want to see what it's about with as few spoilers as possible. And here's the thing, there will be the tiniest number of spoilers I can imagine. I can't talk to you about stuff without showing you what I'm talking about. But rest assured, I'll be showing you less than 1% of 1% of this game. I can't do the math on that, but it's a really small number. I love this game, but it's incredibly opaque. I had to Google what the keyboard command was to open my freaking map. It's not listed anywhere. And then there's a whole bunch of things that are tough. I'm going to go through everything that you need to get started with Elden Ring. I'm also going to ask you to pause the video at multiple points and go attempt what I've assigned you. If you're struggling, come back to this video, watch me do it, and then go crush it yourself. But nothing in this video will jump ahead. I'm just going to get you started in the best possible way. I'm going to cover your settings and graphics, and how to choose a great beginning character. Once the game gets rolling, I'll talk about keyboard bindings and then controller layouts. I believe that the default controls are absolutely the worst, most unergonomic, unintuitive layouts that I have ever seen. I'm going to go into a whole bunch of basics, as well as the philosophy of fighting in Souls-like games. I'll walk you through the tutorial. Yes, you heard me. The tutorial needs a walkthrough. Then we're going to make our way to the open area, and I'll start to take you through what I feel is the golden path. My goal is to set you up for success. Once I explain an area, I'll then ask you to go back and do it yourself. Take as long as you need, then come on back to this video and I'll take you through the next section. Now, sometimes it's going to go pretty well, but other times it's not going to go so well. And I've left those mistakes in and I've commented on them so you can see what I did wrong, and also so you can see that Elden Ring is not as hard as everyone thinks it is. So let's get this show on the road. Go on, boot up Elden Ring, and I will meet you in the opening menu. Let's start with the settings menu. Auto lock on, this is what I play. I'm just going to get you to take screenshots here and work across. I don't have a lot to say on these. I play reversed for some reason when I'm on controller. Don't at me. I have turned music off. I do recommend you crank that music up as high as it will go. The soundtrack is incredible. All right, controversial. I play offline. A lot of people play online. I stopped playing online when I came to my first message on the ground, because players can leave messages for other players on the ground. And I clicked on it. It was on the edge of a cliff and it said jump, and it had 800 endorsements. So of course, I do what it recommends and I jump and I die. I gave him a couple more and they're all just people writing stupid stuff. And because I'm OCD, I was stopping at every one and reading them. I ended up just turning them off so they wouldn't distract. Two major things I'm missing from the game. One, I do not have any PvP in this game. I'm still able to do the PvP quests though, because certain in-game quests count as invasion. You're fighting against the computer, but it still counts towards that quest line. The second thing is I can't ask for help, which means I'm basically playing this one-player classic AAA game. And I'll be honest, loved it that way. I was never interrupted and I just got to play the game my way. All you care about in these quality settings is frame rate. You want absolutely minimum 60 frames per second. Every frame counts. So let's go in. We are going to start a new game. We're going to start making our little person. Press F, so you'll notice that every character has a level. Now I'm going to go left here to the Wretch. The Wretch is level 1 and all stats start at 10. And what all these classes are is a spending of a whole bunch of different stats. Certain weapons and armor. Vigor is your amount of health. Mind is your amount of mana, energy for spells. Endurance is your amount of stamina to do moves, dive rolls or attacks. The way these all next 4 stats work, actually Arcane also, is all of these scale with weapons. The way weapon scaling works is that every weapon has a scaling rating from S, A, B, C, D. The higher the scaling, the higher your stat will be multiplied by when it does damage. Some weapons scale with strength, some with dex, some with intelligence, some with faith, and some with arcane. Arcane, I believe, also affects your spell damage and increases your ability to find items in the game. This is a pure melee tutorial. I have no interest in spells other than buffs. I think that Elden Ring is such a great opportunity to learn how to fight in Souls-like games. You can start with the Wretch. You'll be completely fine. I'm going to recommend starting with the Samurai. Only reason why is you get to start with this katana. Does some bleed. Bleed is the most important status effect in the game. The way it works is as you hit things, you do more and more bleed effect to them. When you fill up their bleed meter, that enemy will then take a percentage of their health as damage. Bleed suddenly becomes the most powerful way to deal damage to everything. Samurai to start off with. I am going to pick a lady. I wish you luck making someone that looks vaguely attractive. This is what your character is going to look like the entire time. You will not see them. They're going to be under layers and layers of armor. Let's grab a keepsake. Let's go through these. This medallion gives you more health. This is one of our 2 options here. This gives you more XP, runes. You have plenty of rune farms. You don't need this. Golden seed is going to increase the amount of health we get back from potions. Very important. This creates a summon. You'll get a summon very soon. Crackpot for crafting and throwing stuff. I never crafted in this game unless I had to for a quest or mission. Stone Sword Key. This will unlock a dungeon early on in the game. You do not need to go to this dungeon. It is a high-level dungeon, and you will get plenty of keys along the way. The Bewitching Branch. When you die, you will instead lose this branch instead of your runes. It's fine. You'll get plenty of runes down the way. Boiled Prawn will give you less physical damage. Spells will still hurt you though. Shibiri's Woe will attract enemies' aggression. I'm going to use this in the co-op mod with my son. I have no idea why you would need this in a one-person game. I'm going to grab the Golden Seed. You will get tons more potions, which means that if every potion is doing more healing every time, you will get more benefit from that than just having a flat amount of extra health. That means you'll have a talisman slot to do something else with. We're going to finish. We're going to watch a cutscene. I will try and explain vaguely some of the stuff that you will see in there afterwards, and we'll get into our keybinds. So all I can tell you to explain that cutscene is that the Elden Ring, something very important and powerful that only the Elden Lord has been broken. A whole bunch of demigods have taken shards of it, and you're going to kill them to get those shards back. All those names that you just saw, some of them you will face, some of them you will talk to, some of them will give you quests. There are only about 24 people to talk to in this game. This is not like Skyrim, where you have cities and towns full of people. If you want to play with the default key layout, good luck to you. I think they are one of the most unintuitive, unergonomic layouts that I have ever seen. So let's go through and talk about our controls. I'm going to start with keyboard, and then I'll get into controller binds. In this case, you're going to press escape, and this is going to load up this menu screen. And this is where you're going to be able to access all your different subsections from here. Equipment is the things you're using. Inventory is all the little different things that you carry on you, all your different spells, your items, your potions. Your status is going to show you your stats. System is where we're going to go now, and of course, it's going to open up our options menu. Let's go look at our key bindings. I cannot stress enough that for a game like this, you absolutely need a mouse with buttons on the side. You need at least 2 buttons, I would recommend. One for parry and one for dodge. So here's what we're going to do here. I have WSAD. My God, if you use anything different, good luck to you. Jump is always spacebar. Now, backstep, I use one of my mouse. The reason why you can't assign this to your keyboard is that you need to be moving while dodging. But I found that my Alt key is very soft. I don't get the immediate response that I need to be able to dodge immediately. Now think about your mouse though. You are either doing offense or defense because you're not going to be attacking and dodging at the same time. Crouch. I used to crouch with control and I've since bound it over to Alt. And the reason for that, I'm trying to just think ergonomically. You are never jumping and crouching at the same time. What I do is I use the thumb to swap between Alt and jump. Tab to target, standard MMO stuff. By the way, now this looks weird. Now here's what I want you to think. The number 1 is on the left. The number 4 is on the right. You want to change your left hand, you're going to hit number 1. You're going to change your right hand, you're going to hit number 4. 2 and 3, we're going to cast spells with our left hand. So that's going to be number 2. And number 3, we're going to be switching items. Going down further, let's talk about the attack options. From here, I'm using my mouse over here. Left mouse to attack, standard with every game. Right mouse to do a strong attack. Now here, I'm not actually using this middle mouse. I'm using my second button on my mouse to parry. And I cannot stress that this is just so important for so many games, for the Surge, for Jedi Fallen Survivor, to be able to have your defense and your parry is now your thumb button. Really good to get that into your head. Defense is your thumb. I use Q for my skills, or U and E to use items, and F for my event actions. As you can see, I don't really need any other keys. I would love Elden Ring to have had more keybinds. It does not. That's just the way it is. Let's talk about our controllers now. The controller bindings for Elden Ring are absolute nightmares. So one of the most important move in Elden Ring, jumping heavy attack. Now the reason why is because every attack in the game takes time, whereas a jumping attack, whether it is light or heavy, still takes the same amount of time. you get a great opening jumping attack, and suddenly you have slid the fight so far into your favor. Now, the problem with the original default settings, you cannot jump and heavy attack at the same time without doing something that they call the claw, which is some weird way that you wrap your fingers over multiple buttons. That is ridiculous, okay? So here's what I've done. L1 is my dash button. I need something quick and move around. I also hold that down to sprint. R1 is my jump button. L2 is my guard to block. And I'll be honest, I barely ever block, okay? And R2 is to use my special skill. And I'll be honest, I barely use my combat skills either. X and Y, straight from fighting games. Light attack, heavy attack. Very intuitive. A is to basically open things, close things. B is to use the items. Pressing the two buttons is to target and also to crouch. Now, I'm very lucky I have a scuff controller and I've bound those underneath to my little fingers, but targeting here and crouching here makes it just so much easier. I was very lucky I got gifted this. Now again, when we're talking about your inventory, everything in your left hand swaps by pushing left, everything in your right hand swaps by pushing right. Up does your magic and down does your items, okay? Up is magic, down is items, left for left hand, right for right hand. It's actually quite intuitive. I really enjoyed playing it on a controller. So why did we pick the samurai class? Press escape. I'm gonna go up to equipment. Let's have a look at this Uchigatana, one of the best swords in the game. It scales D with strength and dexterity. The higher my strength and my dexterity are, the more damage the Uchigatana will be doing. D scaling, not so great. What makes it great is it does 45 points of bleed damage. You get that bleed up to the maximum and suddenly you're doing that enormous percentage of your enemy's health. I'm not really going to use arrows and shields and stuff. Now, the way armor works is it's all about weight. The most important thing you want to look at is down here. Medium load. And all that matters is that your equip load percentage does not go over medium load. And this number goes up in accordance with your strength. What's brilliant about Elden Ring is every stat has a primary function, but also a secondary function too. You absolutely cannot play the game on heavy load. Inventory. Because I'm playing offline, all these messages are just from the game. Though the path be broken and uncertain, claim your place as Elden Lord. That is the closest you will ever get to anyone telling you what to do. Okay, let's grab this, pillage the remains. This is all stuff to do with PvP. I don't use any of it. You use the tarnished finger, I believe, to get people to come and join you. All right, let's open this door. It's a very linear area, and I'm going to explain some of the ways that the game works. First up, beautiful vistas. When I first started playing, I was looking around and you're going to see boxes everywhere and you're going to dive into them and you're going to break them and you're going to be like, oh man, is there any loot in any of these boxes? There is no loot in any broken boxes in this entire game, full stop. If there is maybe one or two exceptions that I haven't found somewhere. Okay, do not bother rolling into things to try and find stuff. The way loot in Elden Ring works is that you instead imagine that there would be a hidden ledge down here that you then jump down to and then make your way down a long circuitous area, and then you would find something at the end of that area. Loot is in out of the way places, never in sight, hidden. Remember I was talking about before that place where it said jump? The message was right here and I'm like, well, okay, seems stupid, I know, but on the other hand, I don't want things distracting me while I play. Let's move on. There is absolutely nothing else to find in this area. Just move on through that archway. The last thing I want to say about this area is don't feel bad. Just go with the flow, okay? Enjoy. I'll see you after the next cutscene. Welcome back. The plot has started and we will meet that lady and the goat horse later on. First thing we got is some health and mana potions. So let's open up. Let's go into our equipment and here they are. Down here. Now I am actually going to remove this by pressing R. I've now got 3 health potions and I now have 1 energy potion. And that is going to increase my FP. I don't even know what FP stands for, okay? Just think of it as your mana or your energy. So now, by pressing 3, I can swap between them. If you're on a controller, you'll be pushing down and that will swap between them. You will press E and that should use, for me, press E and that will use my item there. I have no spells, which is why nothing is affecting up there. The cave knowledge lies below. That way lies the tutorial. So what I'd like you to do is go through the tutorial. Let's head down. Now, you can take falling damage in this game, but you can also fall a lot further than you might expect. So let's move along. Here we go. This is our first site of grace. These are our campfires. These are our save points. You need to unlock it once by activating it. you then need to rest at it. In this thing, because we grabbed the seed, we're going to click on Flask and we're going to add charge to Flask. So this will actually give us, I was wrong, it's going to give us an extra Flask use, which is even better. Later on, we'll be able to increase the amount that the flasks give us back. You can also change night and day. These are about our spells. We don't have any spells. Chest is where you put stuff that you don't. I never used my chest. And let's leave. Next up is the tutorial. To watch me go through it first, and I will talk about the keybinds and what keys I'm pressing as I go and do it. Then you go through it afterwards and try and learn each of the skills that the game is trying to teach you. There's no real surprises here. Again, the first few hours of the game, very simple. I see a bad guy. I press tab to target him, okay? And now as I move, I will always stay focused on him. I press tab to stop targeting him. Now, as I move forward, okay, these guys are very, very slow. Oh, this guy doesn't even want to move at all. Let's hit him once. Oh, that auto kills him. All right. So basically showing us left mouse kills stuff. This guy digging here. Let's do a strong attack. Okay, so that was my right mouse button this time. And you'll notice that one shot at him. There's nothing in any of these barrels. There will never be anything in any barrels. All right. Now. Oh. All right. So what I like to do is to dodge. The reason why is that in parrying, you will almost always take damage. But when you dodge, as long as you are going in the correct way, you have a certain number of invincibility frames. They call them iframes, okay? Let's just kill this guy. Now you'll see as that little glow that comes into me, and my XP went up, and now 55 runes. Runes here. Always look around, okay? I'm gonna try and do a... Oh my god, alright, so we actually have a successful parry there. Don't get any more points for doing parries. And again, one of the things that I found is as things get really, really strong, you are still taking damage from a parry. But you are almost always in a better physical position than if you dive. If you dive, you need to know exactly where you're diving so you can actually move to a more advantageous position. I almost always dive. So given that I barely ever parry, means I don't need this stupid little buckler. So here's what I'm going to do. You can hold a weapon with two hands and do 50% more damage with it on keyboard. You're going to hold your use button, in this case, your use key. In this case, for me, it is F and then my left mouse button. Boom. Suddenly I'm holding this two hands. Okay? I can still parry. So this is my parry, but I barely ever use it. And suddenly I'm doing 50% more damage. Let me just undo it. So F and then left mouse button. On a controller, it is going to be your action button. In this case, A and your A and X, or your use button and then your light attack, okay? We are now doing 50% more damage. Let's keep moving. Dude up there is going to be shooting at us. I spent ages here just dodging his stuff. One of the things you'll notice in Elden Ring is things feel really scary, but things are not moving that fast at all. All right, let's grab some fruit. This is stuff that I think we used for potions. Okay. Shield breaker guy. So we're going to tap to target again. So the thing about this guy is you're going to want to you're going to wait for him to open up. Now you can hit him with strong attacks and it's just going to keep blocking. Shields suck. Q for the Uchigatana, you hold it, then left mouse button will stagger him, okay? So you're holding Q will then ready your weapon and then you can do heavy attack, which does a vertical attack, or you hold Q and left mouse attack and it does a fast horizontal attack. But that will shield break. You will also notice that my energy is going down because Q attacks take up energy. All right. Tap to target. I got two guys. Let's make sure we don't aggro them both. Oh, well, let's go. These guys should all one-shot if we're holding things two-handed. Just gonna dodge. Now, that didn't kill him because I only got him with the edge of the blade. Wasn't a full hit. Elden Ring is that detailed. Again, you could roll through all this stuff. There's nothing here. Never be anything here. Okay. Tab target. Now this is going to feel really tough, but it's actually not. The projectiles and everything are really quite slow. Okay. So I remember charging him and freaking out. All right, there we go. Let's sprint. And you should be able to overpower. If not, you're going to do a little tangle. Next guy, hold down dash, run, attack. Now, moving on, we're going to learn stealth. There are stealth attacks in this game. You're going to duck. In my case, it's Alt. You are going to shove your head. I know this sounds ridiculous. You're going to shove your head up their butt. Now, look, he's not even moving. I'm fully walking into him, okay? Nothing's happening. And then I press my left attack, and it does a really powerful stealth attack. There's another guy. Stealth. You can go through. If you can't be seen there, put your head up his butt. I'm literally walking into him now. And he doesn't aggro. Only if you stand up will they see you if you're in their line of sight. But if you're still out of their line of sight, you can't be seen. Let's move on. Now, what I'd like you to do now is practice a jumping attack. So what you're going to do is you're going to hold down your sprint button. Okay, you're going to jump with the space bar and then right mouse button. This is going to be just your bread and butter attack. Let's do it. Sprint, space bar, right mouse. Okay? No idea why that didn't kill him. But what it does do is it staggers them. Okay? Now you'll notice on your stats, you have something called poise. And this is a number that everything has, from bosses to little tiny things. When you break something's poise, it becomes staggered and stunned, allowing you to get free hits in. Quick tip, you see these little statues of Marika? That basically means that a boss fight is coming. And you will always see a boss fight. You'll always be warned by coming through this door. If you die, you will be respawned at that stake. Let's go. Soldier of Godric. Now this is just a dude, okay? I know he looks impressive. We're gonna dodge to the side. So you'll notice these really delayed attacks. You can always back up, but ideally what I'd like you to do is roll around them, okay? And they almost always have combos. When they finish, then move in. I'm just gonna back up. Whoops. Dodge, dodge, okay? Jump and hit. I'm just doing this very, very slowly so you can see I'm going to jump into a heavy attack. Boom. So I got hit by his thrust at the end there. Probably not the best idea. Oh, little bit of healing. Press E and you'll get a potion back. Because we have the Crimson Tears, we still have 3 charges. I'm going to head through the door that he came by. Do practice with that guy. Don't worry if you die. I died a lot to him. One of the key things with combat is it's happening a lot slower than you might actually think. You'll be panicking, you'll be getting used to the controls. It's actually quite slow. I'm going to sprint here, holding down my dash sprint button. And look at us, here we are. One of the things that Elden Ring does a lot is it brings you back to other areas that you've been to, but in much higher elevations. In this case, we get a little bit of a reward. We got a gesture. Nobody cares. And if I press escape, I can see I got 614 runes. I'm most of the way to my level. Now, this golden tree, there is nothing here at this golden bough, but we're going to want to find these in the rest of the game. They will have seeds under them that will increase our flask. Impressive door animation. But I want to take you through just some stuff philosophically. And because we just fought a boss, Elden Ring is very fair, and it gives us another campfire. Let's rest. There's no reason not to. Get all our energy back, get all our health back, restore all our potions. Okay, now we are now carrying 614 runes. If I die, those runes will just sit on the ground. I don't get them back, I lose them. Now remember at the start, there were a bunch of things that we could grab, but we grabbed the golden seed. That stone sword key will unlock this dungeon. And this is an enormous dungeon back here. And I really recommend coming back well into your 50s and 60s. So just make a mental note of it. See, loot always looks like this. It is glowing, it is really obvious, you will find it very, very easily. We're going to grab this, and it is more PvP stuff, because we've now made it through. So again, when I first started, I searched all these pots. Okay, I'm breaking them all, there is nothing in any of them. There's never anything in any of them. Now, the other thing too is I could not figure out how to use this lift. This lever will always call lifts down. Lifts go up by a pressure plate that you just stand on. I was looking for a button or something. I was trying to pull the lever. It did not work. Just walk on the lift. Now's a good time that if you've just been watching me to go back and do the tutorial. Practice against all those bad guys. If you die, keep practicing those skills. Go through the door and then come back and join me. Welcome back. Welcome to the Lands Between. Hopefully you've done the tutorial, you've managed to practice on all those little undead guys who are basically the plebs you're going to be seeing a lot. You'll notice on your controller settings, you will see a map button, but on the actual keyboard, there is no key binding for your map. It is G. Of course it is, right? And you can't rebind it. You're just stuck with that. So this is our map area. At any time, you can travel back to any other site of grace. So from here, we have a site of grace in front of us. I'm going to walk you through this next section. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to unlock it and we're going to rest. Give us back all our XP and health. The main thing, you do not have to rest to unlock a site of grace. Two things here. We got that big guy over there on the horse and we have Varus over here. I would like you to talk to Varus, listen to what he says, and he's basically the PvP questline or the invasion questline. And I recommend doing him even if you're playing offline. So here's the other big thing to know about Souls-like games. When an NPC finishes talking, talk to them again and again and again until they start repeating themselves. Their conversation will keep continuing. You may not even get your mission until the end of their dialogue thread. So Vare will appear later on in the game. Now, you'll notice here at the Sites of Grace, they have a little beam that is telling me to go off in that direction. It generally points to you to your next Site of Grace. A little visual tutorial. Vare is telling us to go to Castle Stormvale, which is right up there. We are not going to do that for a very, very long time. There is a boss there. He's one of the toughest bosses if you are not. What you want to do is not only get gear, but just practice and just get good. Second thing to notice, this giant golden dude on the horse. This is the Tree Sentinel, and you are not meant to fight this guy right now. When I first logged into the game, I fought him and fought him and fought him, and I just kept dying. Let me show you how hard he is to fight. Let's grab this. This again is for PvP. See these glowing skulls on the ground? These will give you runes. Okay, so you're gonna hit them. Now the annoying thing is you have to just line it up. It's all right, where is he? It's going to be an awful fight. I'm going to die. Let's see what happens. Stamina not using up yet. Oh. Oh, I dived too early. Oops, and there we go. Two shot. I should be able to do a little bit better than that. Again, doesn't matter. So the point is, you are not supposed to fight this guy right now. Oh my god, my runes are on the ground over there. That's so annoying. All right, let's go do a corpse run. Show you what a corpse run is. You can see them glowing on the ground over there. As you can see, you can fall a fair ways in Elden Ring without dying. Beware these goats, they will curl into a ball and ram you. So I'm basically just running around. Oh, he's sort of seen me, but I'm gonna duck. Yep, he's gone. There's my runes. Where is he? He's going to go to the end of his path. Boom. Got my runes back. Got my XP. So now, over here, we're going to come in here. Grab this little shiny here. Golden runes. So what golden runes are is you can break those down at campfires to give you extra XP. We have a campfire, a save point, a shop, and an upgrade right here. Go do that yourself. Come and join me until you get to this campfire, and then I'll take you through the next section and what you need to grab. Welcome back. Let's go talk to the shopkeeper, which the community knows as Santa for obvious reasons.
You're tarnished.
From Harley. You could talk to him, you can ask about him. It has no impact on the game whatsoever, but it may affect the flavor. Here's the interesting thing about the game. You spend your XP either to level up or on things that he has for sale. These tabs at the top, this is everything that he has. These are just his tools, the ashes that he has to sell, crafting materials, and bolstering materials. The main thing that you need from Vare, really, is this crafting kit for 300. I'm gonna grab it. I think there are missions in the game where you need to craft stuff. These cookbooks give you extra recipes worth grabbing later on down the track, and this is different items and stuff, and something that will tell you where to go. Up to you if you want to grab those. You won't need to if you're sticking with me. Q to get out of this. Okay, come on over here. This is an upgrade place. We have smithing stones. You grab the smithing stone, use the smithing table, you're going to strengthen your armament. We want to strengthen our sword. Now look again, what have you noticed again? It wants us to spend our XP to level up the sword. So you have this one resource that you have to figure out how you wish to spend it. Really great game design. And you can see over here that as I roll over it, I'm going to go from 115 base damage now to 121 and then 24 bonus damage. I don't actually fully understand the second stat. All I know is that you add the numbers up together and that'll give you total. So 145 over here as opposed to 137. This game is very much about micro leveling. One of the things too is as you level up a weapon, the scaling can change and suddenly your stats start having much more of an effect. I need 2 smithing stones and we see the side of grace leading us off over in this direction. I'm going to take you on a little detour first, doing a little rest. Okay. I'm a neurotic constant rester. All right, we have a soldier here. He is going to basically be our first fight. Could you stealth up on him? The way I first fought him is I came in here, I stealthed, I waited for him to hit the end of his path, he turned around and I stabbed him in the back. There's no need, just fight him, okay? Oh, see, he turns around. I'm going to run, jump, heavy attack. 2 more attacks, he's dead. Oh, I got some Godric gauntlets. As soon as you find gear, as long as it does not make you heavier, put it on. I go to my gauntlets here and I can compare them. Anything in blue means it's better. Anything in red means it's worse. Fire, lightning, holy, we're not fighting any spells for now. Check that your load does not increase to heavy and you're good to go. Okay, holding down my dash button will allow me to sprint. I'm going to come up, keep going up this path for a little bit. Guide there. Let's do a stealth attack on him. All right, target him, shove your head into his butt, and I'm literally, as you can see, walking into him, okay? So you do not need to worry about aggroing, okay? I'm walking into him. I press left mouse, boom, 314 damage. As opposed to the, what did we say, 140 something? Kukri, things I can throw at people that I never use. More guys here, okay? I drop. I'm literally walking into him. Okay, left mouse. So you don't have to worry about aggroing things that can't see you. The stealth mechanics are not that. I'm gonna grab this stuff. These are, God, I remember having ruin fragments. I don't know, I never used them. All right, let's keep going on over here. Now this guy who's wandering along here. Where is he? Where are you, bud? Maybe you walked all the way down. Huh. I really thought there was a guy that patrols here. Oh, there he is. Long patrol. Now, you could hide in the bushes, and you could kill him. This area is very much about teaching you stealth. I'm going to say it's a low-stakes area where you can learn to fight. All right? Let's get into a fight with him. Hello? Buddy, geez, those helmets really... Now, you could... Whoops. Now, you... This is why I don't like to parry. All right, so... You want to dive past people, get a couple hits in. The main key to combat is what my son says. Don't be greedy. Nothing will let you just attack it until it dies. So let's come on through. We have this guy. I mean, he pretty much wants to be stealth attacked, right? So we duck, shove you. I'm literally, as you can see, walking into him. Left mouse, boom. So you don't have to worry about aggro. Don't forget to loot the body. As you can see, loot is really obvious. And we are going to come in here. Now, here's one thing I want you to do. I would like you to come in here, rest, and this is going to reset all the soldiers. You can farm them if you want. How many runes do I have? I hit escape. I'm back to 600. And this is a very small fight in here that I'm going to ask you to actually not do right now. I'm going to come back. Oh, I forgot to rest. What we're going to do, I'm going to come out here, and what I'd like you to do, so as you can see, everybody's reappeared, but they have really small aggro ranges. Just wandering up, we're going to hug this cliff on our left. I'm going to make our way up over here. These ruins, I spent days here at these ruins learning to fight, and you can see it is populated with a bunch of soldiers. At night, right where the tip of my sword is, there are a bunch of bats that patrol across this area, and they suck to fight, so you don't want to come here at night. You can swap the time of day by going to any one of your campfires. Again, you can always press G, and you can see your campfire, roll over it, and then E to travel to it. You can just fast travel to stuff immediately. All right, but what I want to do is if you look up here on the left, there's another side of grace. I'm going to go over here. This is progressing the story to the next key point. Now, you could go back and you could fight whatever is in that cave, but you're going to have a lot more fun if you do it in this order first. We're going to unlock it, and then we're going to rest. We didn't kill anything, so nothing has been reset. But we're going to get a cutscene. I'll see you after the cutscene. So hopefully you took Melon as a court, because if you did not, the game may as well end right now, because you no longer have the ability to level up, and you also do not have your horse. If you have not, go back to the campfire and agree to Melena's deal. Once we have that, let's equip the horse. Torrent. We're going to go into our equipment. You're going to click on that, click on an empty socket, hit that, and there's the spectral steed. And then Q to back out, or B on your controller. 3 will swap between all our stuff, down controller, and then hit E or B to use the item. Torrent is so agile. You hold down sprint, you can sprint around. You can double jump with Torrent. Torrent can dash. If need be, you can attack. All your attacks will only attack the right side. You need to use your Q attack or your special attack if you want to attack the left side. You can use items when you're on Torrent, so you can heal. You can use Torrent to escape. You can use Torrent to fight. Torrent can die though, and it is some sort of goatee weird horse. And I really like Torrent's design because there is a way that the immersion is not broken in this world when Torrent goes off a giant cliff or double jumps because it's a magical steed. To get off Torrent, crouch. The next thing you can do is that what she's given you is the power to level up at your campsite. You can go level up. Now look here, I'm a couple runes short. Going to leave, hit escape, open up your inventory, and you're going to come down to these. Now if you click on these and you use them, you will get an amount of runes, 200 in this case, which for me is enough to level up. So they're really good to get you to the next level. So I'm going to go level up, but right now at this point of the game, you want as much vigor as possible. Vigor is the amount of mistakes you can make in a fight. And while you are learning a Souls-like game, you want as much vigor as possible, slowly followed by endurance. I would almost do them 3 to 1 at this stage. That is until you get a weapon that you actually want to use, and then you will need the stats to do that. So you can open your map, you're going to come back to the Church of Ella. Hit E to travel, and okay, once you appear,
This way,
you're going to notice that Rani
May
is
I
here.
have a word?
She only appears at this campsite at night, because of course she does, and you could very easily miss her. She's going to give you something essential to helping you. We're going to talk to her. And if you're wondering, it doesn't really, you still get the bell either way, whatever response you made. So we're going on over to our equipment, we'll grab another empty slot, and we are going to put the wolf ashes there. So as we swap through them, you're going to see they're grayed out. These are only summonable during boss fights in boss areas. Always have your healing potion queued up. So we're going to make our way. Now again, we're going to go here and we're just going to teleport to the Grove side cave. Here, rest if you have not. Not only does that heal you, but it now binds this as your respawn point. If you did not rest here, you might appear back at the camp. So one of the coolest things about this, the Groveside Cave, is it is like a mini dungeon. Is to fight your way through this cave to the end boss. When you get to the end boss, feel free to come back here and I'll give you some pointers and some tips on how to make this a little bit more accessible and also to use those spirit ashes that you were just given. If you wish to go it alone, good luck, have fun, and I'll catch you after the boss fight. But I'm going to show you how I would tackle this cave. The first thing you want to do is you want to stealth attack as much stuff as possible. Let's target this wolf. Oh, hello. You saw me coming. Do a jump hit. Lump of flesh. Ooh, let's see if I can pull this guy. Hey, buddy. Hi. Yep. Yes, it's coming. Now, wolves, very much, I don't know if you can really parry them. You're going to have to, you can see. All right. Again, that jumping attack is your absolute gold. Oh, there's another one. Perfect. All right. Otherwise, you could dance around with these. Oh, good. The mummy wolf. And she's coming. This has worked out very, very nicely. What I'm trying not to do... All right. Don't get... Oh, I got greedy and I got very lucky. Now, one of the things you'll find is there are 2 more wolves over here. There's one sleeping there. And there is another one on the ground. I think I've cleared... Nope, there's one more. Let's clear it. Whoops. Oh, okay. Two-handed, it just finishes them off. All right, don't forget to search. There is nothing else. If you do not see glowing stuff, there is nothing there to grab. So there's glowing stuff down there, glowing stuff down there. There is a wolf exactly where the point of my sword is, and another one over there. You can target, and it'll show you. All right. Oh, dear. That could have gone a lot better. All right. Again, that jumping attack. Okay. This took me many times to practice. All right, come on over, grab some fireflies. I think we use them as ingredients for something. Another golden rune, a little bit of an XP bonus. May as well grab this moss. I don't know why. I don't know if I've ever used it, but I can't not pick it up. Everything's dead. Let's come on over. And we have a boss to fight. We know this because it's a yellow door. First thing you're going to do is you're going to swap to make sure your wolves are up. You're going to walk through, and the first thing you're going to do is press E, or the use item button is B on your controller. We're going to walk through and the fight will start. Again, the first thing you want to do is summon your wolf. All right, ring our little bell. Swap back, press 3-3, back to it, target him with tab. Now again, jump and hit, jump and hit. It's back up. It's going to do a little angry combo, jump and hit. When they are staggered like that and they fall to their knees, you can walk up to them and do a left attack, and yes, you can hit them when they're on the ground, and let's cheese and kill him. Alright, so when they are staggered like that, you can then do a critical attack on them. And you're basically just walking straight up to them, hitting them with the left mouse. I do wish I'd sort of dragged that out a little bit more, because he does have a series of attacks where you actually learn to dodge and roll around him. We saw a little bit of that. As he would start coming at me, I would back up, and then I would go back in and trying to find a really great entrance every time. There is no more loot in this room. If you do not see it glistening, there's no more loot. And this, conveniently enough, will take us back to the entrance. Go back to the Groveside Cave, where you're going to teleport back here to the gate front, where we got Torrent and where we met Melina the first time. We're going to rest, I'm going to sit down, and we're going to rest. The first piece of homework is to clear this camp and all the soldiers here. Remember, you were fighting just one of them and it was a big deal? Now you're going to clear out about a dozen of them. There is also a boss guy that is right where the tip of my sword is. You could take him first. You can also take it in pieces. There is a whole bunch of loot in this camp that is also worth grabbing. These wagons all have loot in them, and where the tip of my sword is a pillar, and at the bottom of it is a map fragment that will unlock the next piece of Limgrave. First thing you're going to do, I do recommend you try and fight this yourself, and that is your first piece of homework. It's a really good training camp. I spent days here, actually, before I finally got to clear it. I managed to help my buddy clear it in a couple hours. Let's do this together. So first thing we're going to do, again, is stealth kill this guy. Now again, I am literally walking into him. He will not do anything, okay? If you can get the stealth attack, get the stealth attack. I'm going to come over here, clear out these guys. Again, if you can get the stealth attack, go in, do it. You're going to have hard enough fights. There's another guy over here. He's coming in. I'm going to jump and heavy attack. Then while he's staggered, 2 light attacks. There is now... Whoops. There, don't forget, there's gear there. Alright. Again, I could just jump and hit him. I'm walking into him. He's too busy looking at tumbleweeds. Okay. Now I'm going to clear out the middle a little bit. There is this walker that I want to take out. Let's see if I can get his... Now this guy's trouble because he has a trumpet and he can blow that and aggro and call the entire camp to aggro you. So what? And there is another guy sitting at the campfire there. Hi. Gotta get him before he gets set off, or everybody will... Oh, maybe already too late. Oh well. This is bad. I really thought... Alright. So once you get your initial attack in, whoops, then get out. Let's grab a heal. Now, I could actually call my wolves here. I really thought that would... What I need to do is clear out some of these guys. Whoops. That's bad. Okay. Oh, these guys are not aggro. Okay. Grab a little heal. How many have I got? 3. One with shields. This guy, a little wounded. Let's do a little charge. I used my heavy attack too early. So what I'm trying to do is bait his attack, get a bit of space. Whoops. Lights. I got greedy. I tried to force it. Oh, it's a bit of tracking with that, is that not? And as you can see, this guy's very much about teaching range. There we go, just got him. A little closer than I would have liked. Now, I could go back to the campfire and rest. As you can see, I got a chunk of runes. Let's go through, fight the rest of the guys. See if I can have to do a corpse run afterwards. Everybody's standing up now.
We're all standing up now.
There is no way to get my health back other than the campfire. I'm all out of potions. I don't have any spells that would help. Again, get some space, tab target. Ooh, I got very lucky. You know what? Here's another thing. If you think you're going to die, go to an area where it's going to be really easy to get your runes back. So let's go up here. Oh! Oh, got lucky. Alright. Hey, bud. Can we play? So what I'm doing is I'm hitting with my heavy attack way too early. I'm used to using these pole blades. So what I'm trying to do is just get a little bit of space, bait him out so I can come back in. All about space. The attack starts on your initiative, not on theirs. When they go into their attack combo, just back up. Just back up until you eventually get some space. Then you can move in for the attack. Alright. These guys are patrolling now. That guy over there is not patrolling. I would love to pull these guys. Oh, there's another wolf and a guy there. There's a nice, dense little pack. What I want to do, I'm more worried about the wolves than the guys. So I'm going to wait for those guys to walk off. Now, I don't think you can actually sneak up on wolves. So... there we go. Alright. And those guys, it's the worst guards ever. Oh no, here we go. Got one guy. Shield guys, not fun. Staggered can go in for the light hits. So that heavy attack can very much stagger people on those. Oh, he's still got a wolf. Alright. You can very much see that jumping heavy attack is absolute money. Whoops. So I just tab targeted it and just flew around there. There we go. Boom, boom. I'm pretty sure that's everybody here in this camp. It was a bit close. A bit sweaty at the end there. If you're looking for it, the extra treasure is down here. Lift up the door. Open the chest. I have a lot of XP. All right. Ash of War. So these are different superpowers. So right now, Mojo Katana does that Q attack, which I can then use to break holds. Now, on the other side of this camp, you can see the little glistening gold. Another side of grace. Very hard to spot sometimes. And that's the camp. Let's rest and level up. My name is Jason Badower. If you'd like to support me, you can always head to jasonbadower.com, pick up my comics, Joker, Harley, Criminal Sanity, and Artemis, which I wrote with Lindsay Sterling. I also have my art club, the Badower Badasses. That's over on Patreon, but it is not a begging situation here. It is a tiered club where you choose what you would like at each level, and I give you something at that level. And it can range from prints to actual sketches that I will send out to you to a digital sketch competition that I run every month. So there you go. You, my friend, are ready for Elden Ring. But where to go now? Stormveil Castle is your next major story point. You could go do that now, but it's a real come-to-Jesus location, and I really don't recommend that. You want to get to grips with this game first. Take your time. Go have some fun. I recommend first heading here to these crossroads and going east. You'll meet someone and then keep following the road to the keep. This is a really doable bite-sized location. Stay on the road, clear that, and then come back to these crossroads. This time, go south. Go as far south as you can. Explore the whole area down here. There's just so much fun to be had. And if you still don't want to do Stormveil, I recommend heading east. And this is what I did. This is a really fun and challenging area, but you will eventually not be able to go any further, and you'll have to come back to Stormveil. As you explore the world, things to investigate. Go look up smithing stones, explore the round table hold, start looking at some spells. You can increase your memory slots, which is the number of spells you've memorized. Find some great buffs. Learn to buff before fights. If you see something as you're riding along on Torrent, go check it out. And when it comes to fighting, remember, it is about space. Back up, find an opportunity, jump, heavy attack. Followed up with some light attacks. If they're not dead, get out of there. Back up again, find an opportunity, rinse and repeat. Be patient, don't force it. And when you get stuck, because you will get stuck, just go online. FromSoft designed this game to be solved by a community. It is opaque on purpose, so we can work through this together to find all its secrets. Stand on the shoulders of the giants who have already figured this out. Go watch someone fight a boss to learn its timing. Go look up where an NPC spawns next. You're supposed to be doing this. It's actually part of the game design. And that's everything I have that qualifies as a solid setup. I'm going to leave the quality of life and slide cheating to my next video. That includes a rune farming spot, the transmog questline, and the location of a second Uchigatana so you can start dual wielding those puppies well into the mid-game. So go for it, Elden Lord. You might not know that I draw most of my art digitally, but when I draw something on an actual piece of paper, it brings so much more meaning to me. In an increasingly digital world, having something physical makes something so much more special. And with that in mind, I'd like to introduce you to Notes and Clips. This is a line of absolutely gourmet stationery. It's all hand designed and developed by two ex-software and IT developers. They want to bring you back to doing things with your own hands with something really beautiful. I know how hard it is to buy great presents for people, but Notes and Clips is now your go-to for amazing prezzies. Look at these incredible stationery boxes. These are the perfect gifts, and they cover a range of interests and styles for anyone who only has to have an appreciation for beautiful design and construction. What about weddings? Is your partner-to-be doing all the work? Get them a stationery kit and the wedding planner bundle. After that, you'll be able to fly under the radar until you got to put your tux or your frock on. And if you know someone who's into stickers, Notes and Clips has you covered. I mean, technically they're stickers, but these are next level. They're hand printed, artisan designed. I'm going to call them adhesive decorations. You could use them for planners, cards, put them in your kids' lunchboxes, or just anything you want to make look better or feel special. And that's the thing. Everything Notes and Clips has is the perfect gift. And when you gift them, either to yourself or to someone else, please use them. It's all beautiful. It's art, but it's all designed to be used. And with worldwide shipping and tracking, you'll get your next set from the UK in 7 days to most locations. You can go to their site, notesandclips.com, and it'll even convert everything from pounds to whatever your currency is. And I think their price point is a steal for the quality. So either their Etsy store or their website, notesandclips.com, and if you use the code Badower25 at checkout, you'll get an even further 25% off. I don't know where you're going to find handcrafted stationery at this price. I've used so many digital tools, but there's no replacement for something real, something you could see on your desk or on your shelf. And when you go back to basics, you should do it with something beautiful. Thank you, Notes and Clips, for sponsoring today's video. Just don't ask me about any of the lore of the world. There's a billion other videos about that. I got no idea. And I swear to God, I read everything and talked to everyone.